Hey, I wanted to give you a short instruction on how to add a list of faculty to a page. Now, in this case, we're on a degree page that should be showing literature faculty under this faculty accordion. And so we'll need to add that. So let me go to the edit side. I'm going to go down to the accordion that was already labeled faculty. I'm going to add a column here, or a new content, sorry, not a column. And I'm going to do iSearch department. Now we don't really call this iSearch anymore. That was the old nomenclature, but that's what it is. Okay, so we've got the ability to put a heading in here. This already has a faculty listing here, so that should be okay. And in this case, we're going to do a department or unit list rather than a custom list. So a custom list is if you want people that aren't in a pre-sorted list in ASU Search. All of our program areas, I've created pre-sorted lists. The custom list won't automatically update. You can see that here. And so these lists will automatically update since I'll be removing and adding people to the program areas should they depart or if we get new hires. So in this case, we definitely want to use the department or unit list. I'll click on Setup. I'll click on Department List. Our department is under the Provost office, so Office of University Provost, down to the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, English, and I'm hitting these pluses because if you accidentally click on the name, it'll get stuck there and you'll have to go back and start over again. So as you can see under English, I have all of these different program areas. Now some of these like staff, I haven't actually filled because there is a employee type option that you can sort by, so it's not really necessary to have that filled in. But in this case, I do want literature because this is the PhD program and we only want to show literature faculty. So I'll select that. You'll see that it pops up here with the name. Under advanced options, and some of these work better than others. This module is very much being developed sort of in flight, not by us, but by the college and by ASU's Web Standards group. So generally we want a table view. We want to show the photo, generally the title. The short bio is important because that's where they can give a brief explanation of what they work in, what areas they work in. We can try showing expertise areas. Not all faculty fill that in, but it can be useful. We'll show email. You can leave out phone number, but chances are if it's working the way it was before, it'll still show the phone number anyway if they have one in there. Open in a new tab or new window. That can be useful because otherwise it takes them away from the department page. But the downside is that is less accessible because it doesn't always prompt a screen reader that a new window has opened. This module should have something that will indicate that, but just so you know that that's opening in a new tab or window is not ideal for accessibility. Since these are pre-sorted lists, we don't have to worry about any of these. We can leave them all checked. If you were doing a full department list, for instance, and you wanted to just show staff, that would be where you'd uncheck everything else except staff. Filtering options, a lot of these don't work right now, so I wouldn't worry about it. And that's really all you have to do. So I'll scroll back up, hit save, and hopefully we will have a working faculty list here for literature. Okay, so here's our page. And I'm expanding the faculty list. And indeed, we do have faculty who don't have pictures, but we can't force them necessarily to put a picture up. And as I mentioned, some of them show phone numbers anyway, so even though we didn't check that. Now, literature is a large group of faculty, so we could experiment with other types of displays. So I'll go back and edit. I'll go to advanced options. The circle view I've seen used on a couple other sites. It's okay. You can see what it looks like. This is the circle view. Now, when we go down to expand faculty, you can see. So the problem with the circle view is it really relies on everyone having an image, because otherwise you have to mouse over to see the name. And this is what we used to call mystery meat organization on a page. It's not all that accessible to people who just want to look at it at a glance. So that's the circle view. And let me try the card view, because that gives something of a compromise between the two groups. I'm unchecking phone number just to see if it'll work in the card view. I don't think it shows in the card view anyway, but we will find out. Okay, so let's scroll down to the faculty. And here you can see the card view. Now, the problem with this is that if we're showing expertise and they have a fairly lengthy short bio, even though it limits the number of characters, you can see that it's going to take up a lot of space. And especially if we show expertise areas with someone who actually has filled out their expertise, and they have multiple areas of expertise. This view, probably not of much use unless we really cut down on what we are showing here. There's also a lot of funky things with their title, not quite showing. Only custom titles, it appears, will show. So not ideal. I'm going to go back to the table view, since that seems to do the best job of conveying information. Well, I guess in sense of completeness, I should do the list view as well, just for an example with all of the different views. Okay, so now we're back, and here's the list view. Now you'll notice with this view that it's done a few things a little bit different than the table view. For one thing, anyone who had expertise, it's not showing that. It's also not showing the phone number, which is nice. So this may or may not be a good choice for this particular long list of faculty. Let's go back to the table view. Oops, let me see here. Okay, so let's look at our table view. I could see possibly using the list view or the table view, either one. Not sure why only custom titles are appearing, since titles was supposed to be checked, but as I said, this is a work in progress. I'll go back here and just verify that I'm not crazy here. Okay. So that's how you add a list of faculty to a page. So hopefully this will make things a little bit easier.